Alright. So, I'm trying to sleep. It's like 8 a.m. or something, and I get the sniffles, and I'm like, I gotta go sort that out, gotta go get a tissue. And then I find out that the Sonic Frontiers animated prequels just dropped, so this is early for a guy like me. But let's do this. So, expectations. Before going into this, what I was expecting was something pretty wafer thin. I think Mr. Pasquale put it the best over on Twitter. Super great guy, by the way. This was way before the release of the short, but it said, Sonic Frontiers Prologue script leak. Knuckles, I am guarding my rock. Say shenanigans ensue. Knuckles, you are threatening my rock. 5 minutes later, it appears I am no longer guarding my rock. The end. And you know, that wasn't far from the truth, but it's the bits in between. He's got the skeleton there. Not yet, old chap. Take that premise, grab your lore hose, and completely drench it, and then you have the Sonic Frontiers prequel, Divergence. As a fan of the adventure era, I'm feeling a lot of the love, as like also a fan of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I'm feeling it. So Knuckles has his inner monologue about guarding his rock, how his ancestors tried to take it, how Tikal tried to protect it. We also see this little reverse ripple in the water, and my buddy Wayne, over from Wayne is Boss, great channel by the way, makes such good content. He was saying that's like a cameo of Chaos. I mean, it's like a living puddle effectively, so yeah. And we do of course hear the roar of perfect chaos, so again, a lot of love for Sonic Adventure 1 here. One of the things Knuckles questions is who was the original owner of the emeralds. Now, I had this theory a little while back. I'm not sure if I said it maybe on the Sunset City podcast, or if I just didn't say it at all because I'm an idiot. I had this theory that maybe the Starfall Islands and the ancients that lived on them that we're supposed to be learning a lot about in this game were the original owners of the emeralds. But they've been corrupted by Sage, the AI created by Dr. Robotnik, in order to take control of the ancients and their tech. I mean, that last part was pretty much already confirmed, but the idea that maybe we could see the origins of the Chaos Emeralds would be pretty sweet. We also get this scene on Sky Sanctuary where Knuckles is trying to help a little Chow out, and it's found what appears to be a Coco, but it's all trapped under a load of rock and such, so Knuckles punches the rock and it reveals the throne. So it's like the ancient throne, the cyberspace portals effectively. He's got a gear, he pops it in, he pops out on the other end on what appears to be Chaos Island. Again, calling it. These islands are the home of the Chaos Emeralds. It would make so much sense. Then again, in that case, why are there not 7 of them? And if they're called the Starfall Islands, could it be that maybe the Chaos Emeralds are related to the stars? Maybe they fell down in asteroids or something, I don't know. But of course, Knuckles is imprisoned by Sage, and he's very unhappy about that. And he winds up screaming to himself on Ares Island. We have come a long way from the Sonic Colors style of story, if this prologue is anything to go by. So another theory, Sky Sanctuary has one of the thrones, and we've seen that Sky Sanctuary is one of the places featured in the cyberspace stages in Sonic Frontiers, the game. What if each of those places in cyberspace are based not on Sonic's memories, and I think we can kind of put that to bed because Sonic does appear to have all of his memories, you know? What if somewhere deep in the heart of the Green Hill Zone there's a throne? What if there's one in the chemical plant? I mean, why would there be one in the chemical plant? It's a very industrialized place, right? But it could be something that was constructed over. And then the other one is in the city somewhere. And we don't know if there's gonna be other locations in the cyberspace stages. I think the IGN guy said that he played for 6 hours and only encountered those 4 level themes when it came to cyberspace. So it might be that cyberspace coordinates with where these thrones are. It would be really cool if one of the islands had very Sky Sanctuary-esque architecture to say that, yeah, the Sky Sanctuary is a part of that island. Of course, that means even more asset reusage, but I mean, there is such a thing as justification, and that would be one. I'm not gonna go into another rant about reusing assets and reusing level themes. We're talking about the short today. Then there's the fact that Knuckles is the main character of this. Now, 2022 Yeah, it's kind of the year of Sonic, but it's also the year of Knuckles. He was the main event in Sonic Movie 2, and we got the best characterization the character has ever had, and now in this short, it looks like we are continuing that trend of Knuckles as a character really coming into his own. Again. See, I've always got the distinct impression that over the past decade or so, Sega has had no idea what to do with this character, and making him a war general in Sonic Forces was kind of just the epitome of that. And it's almost like the key was, just let this character have his lore, don't detach him so much, let him have his history, his heritage, all of the things that made Knuckles great in the first place. What do you know? Treating the character like the character is supposed to be was the key to getting this character back on track. I still got a lot of love for Boom's blockhead Knuckles, but this is how Knuckles should be. Then there's Knuckles' new voice, which I actually really enjoy. It feels like a bit of a mix between his voice in the adventure games and the movies, which I'm game for. Less of a dorky himbo, more of the protector of some kind of ancient artifact. Welcome back, Knuckles the Echidna. So the animation in this short was handled by Powerhouse Animation, who are the same team that worked on the Sonic Origins cutscenes. And I am living for what they have brought to this franchise, I have to say. Sonic in 2D animation has never felt so textured and filmic before. And there's been this steady evolution from the Sonic Mania adventures to now of just this animation just getting more and more stylized. The lighting is gorgeous, Angel Island looks really foreboding, Knuckles looks fantastic. Like they've conveyed a lot of his character through the animation, which is really nice. And that shot of Sage at the end is very intimidating. Has very much a dark anime kind of feel to it. Also, T. Lopes on the music. He's absolutely proven mastery of the Sonic Frontiers sort of musical language, if you will. I don't really know musical terms, so that's what I'm going with. The musical language of Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, T. Lopes has that sort of atmospheric feel down, and that sort of shift in the texture over to synth when we see the robots, the ancient droid thingies. And looking at the credits is also really cool, because you've got Ian Flynn, who was originally the writer of the Sonic IDW comics, who moved over onto Sonic Frontiers as the writer for this. So if this is anything to go by, we're in for a treat with Sonic Frontiers in itself. I mean, I have complete faith in Ian Flynn after reading the Sonic IDW comics. I might not necessarily agree with every single creative nook and cranny that those books took, but at the same time, on their own terms, they are fantastic. And as it stands, even if I disagree with some creative decisions taken, it's still a fantastic comic regardless. It's almost like a piece of media doesn't have to meet my exact perception of what it could be for it to have any merit in my eyes. Funny how that works. You've also got Evan Stanley, the creative consultant. Now, Evan Stanley has quite a history with this hedgehog. She, like Ian Flynn, has worked on the Archie comics, she's worked on the Sonic Boom TV series, she's worked on a lot of stories in the IDW run, mainly as an illustrator, but she's also done a lot of writing work as well. I just think it's supremely cool that Sega are getting in a lot of talent from the IDW comics over onto the games themselves, because gosh darn it, they needed that creative vision. And if this short is anything to go by, it's all paying off. Also, Tyson Hesse, the director, he also directed the Sonic Mania adventures, the Sonic Mania cutscenes. He's a great man for the job. I mean, of course, probably one of his biggest accolades is he worked on the Sonic movies, really helped out with redesigning Sonic. And then, of course, T. Lopes on the music as well, as I mentioned before. Sega, keep these people around, because this is a fantastic short. The writing is great, Knuckles is characterized perfectly, the animation is just gorgeous. Keep Powerhouse Animation on your payroll. I didn't really know what to expect, but I guess it's nice to see Sonic's storytelling really embracing the history of these characters while also moving it somewhere new, going in new directions, facing new frontiers. Ah, hell yeah. What a treat. That's just what I'm going to say, is what a treat. I haven't disliked any of the previous Sonic animations we've had either. Like, I enjoyed Team Sonic Racing Overdrive, I love the Sonic Mania adventures, I enjoyed Chow in Space, and Sonic Colors Rise of the Wisps, not to be sneezed at. I think what we have here is definitely one of the best animations to come out of this. I'm hoping it is somewhere on the game, like whether it's just a cutscene that can be watched through a viewer, or whether or not it plays like at the start of the game, because even if it's in a different animation style, this just sets up everything beautifully. And that is the thing. I am hoping that we have a complete story with Frontiers on the disc, even if we don't have the prologues. Because we have had that issue before. Like, for example, we had Sonic Forces. Okay, we're gonna harken back to the F word again. Sonic Forces didn't feel like a complete story, but there were comic books that kind of did complete the story, and admittedly, the comics were 10 times better than the game story itself. But like, I want external media to be supplementary to the game story. I don't want it to be that the game completely leans on the external media, but it's not actually in the game, you know? But we don't have long to wait until we find out now. I'm trying to get my hands on a review copy. I've already pre-ordered the game twice, once for Switch and once for the PlayStation 5. But I want to try and get my little hands on a review copy so that I can actually play it a little early, so I can actually get my thoughts formulated for a review before I jet off to Sega Fan Jam. It's a tight squeeze and my emails to Sega keep getting bounced, but hey, fingers crossed we shall see. Hashtag review copy for pup. We're on the home stretch now though. I think it's like next week, isn't it? Fantastic. I can't wait. What do you guys think of Sonic Frontiers Divergence? The floor is yours in the comments below, and as always... I say, you've made it to the end of the video! Congrats! No, but seriously, thanks a bunch for watching. And just now, I'll be extending a special thanks to the patrons in the $10 tier, who are the astonishing Adam Myers, the ever-so-kind King K, the limitless legendary Ray Ray, the marvelous Mr. SP, the spectacular Sergio, and the thunderous That Giordo, which is more evidence that I've really got to stop doing these alliteration adjectives. I gotta find another way to make you guys feel special. What an amazing and generous bunch of people. Thank you guys so much for your support. And if you want to join the ranks of these amazing people right here, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Guys, these are not the easiest times in the world financially, so every little bit you folks are donating is doing wonders. I really would love to be able to do YouTube as a proper fully fledged career someday. It might just be a pipe dream, but maybe you guys can prove some people wrong. But of course, if donations aren't your thing, then, well, it means plenty to me that you just hit that cute little subscribe button over there. I didn't mean hit that way. Well, that's me done for the day. Thanks a whole bunch for your support, and have a fantastic day. I'm gonna see you so soon.